Hello, and welcome to Melody Mentors Theory, Episode 2. If you missed Episode 1, be sure to check it out, link in the description. Today, we're going to focus on the triads of a major scale. Last week was all about triads and how to identify which types of triads they are. So, once again, go check it out. It'll provide a lot of context for this video. So, let's pick a major scale to start with for today. For this purpose, I picked C major. No sharps, no flats. Just on the piano, all white notes, and it's all naturals. E, E, F, G, A, E, and back to C. Now, the way we're going to identify these triads later on is what we're going to do is we are actually going to number them. So let's provide numbers for each note in the scale. And for this numbering, it will be helpful later on when we get to our chords. And all we're going to do to number them is to just count. 1, D is 2, E is 3, etc., etc. When we get to 7 at B, then we go back to 1. So let's look at our triads. C major. This is our C major triad, our first triad, our 1 chord, and it is a major triad. C to E is a major third, E to G minor. Now, let's look at our next one, our 2. So this is a minor triad, D, F, A in this case. And then our third or 3 chord, also minor. Our 4 chord is major, built on the 4th note of the scale, F. 5 is major as well. 6 is minor, and this is also the relative minor. A minor is the relative minor of C major. That's just some extra information. It will always be the 6 that will be the relative minor of the major. 7. This is special. It's not major or minor. It is a diminished chord. If we take a look here, B, D, F, minor third, minor third. It is a diminished chord. And then back to C, our 1 chord. Now, another thing to note is that these chords are going to be written in Roman numerals when we're actually looking at them. So our 1 chord is going to be a Roman numeral 1 because it's major. Now, when we're talking about the minor chord, we're going to kind of do it in lowercase. So a minor 2, or 2 being minor, it's going to look like that. 3 being also minor, it looks like that. 4 being major, looks like this. 5, also major. 6 being minor. Now 7 is going to look like a minor, but then we have a little diminished circle. So when we put this circle right here, it tells us that it's diminished. So that's for notation purposes, and then back to 1. All right, so that's what our major scale triads are going to look like. Now, I've just done it in C major, but of course, we can't just only have triads on C major. These triads appear in the same pattern in any other scale. So, for example, D major. And so this is C sharp. Right? D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Okay. So for the purposes of the triads, I have put in these courtesy accidentals, which are these sharps in parentheses to remind us that they are sharps, even though they would not be marked otherwise. So let's look at D major's triads. Once again, D major, our 1 chord, is again major. chord, this time E minor, is going to be, as I said, minor. 3 chord F sharp minor. 4 chord G major. 5 A major. 6 B minor. 7, if you take a look, C sharp diminished. Right? We discussed how the 7 chord is going to be diminished. 1 chord back to D major. Again, these are notated the same way with uppercase and lowercase Roman numerals and in the mini circle on the diminished. Now, finally, I want to discuss one type of pattern that we see a ton, especially in pop music. So we're going to use C major. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1 chord, C, E, G, and then we're going to go ahead and take our 3 chord. Then we're going to take our 4 chord and our 5 chord. And back to 1. So this part that I want to focus on especially is 5, 1. So in this one, be up there to be even more satisfying. So this is a rather satisfying chord progression, or a bunch of triads in a sequence that is very satisfying to listen to. So let's hear it. So you can hear that sense of resolution on the 1 chord, and which is C major in this case. And what really helps that is this chord right here, which is also called dominant chord. Another thing that can help this a lot, making this a 5/7 chord by adding this basically a note that's a 7 above this bottom note. See, that's even more satisfying than it was before. So we can do a lot with these triads, and chord progressions can be made from them and to make it very satisfying in a melody, in harmony. And overall, these are just going to be some of our most crucial functions when listening, writing, or playing music, and you're going to hear them a lot. So I hope you learned something about these triads and their numbers and how they're notated and how they're used. We will cover more on specific uses in later episodes. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.